I'd like to welcome you all to this inaugural alumni event. This is really an opportunity for alumni to meet each other and for, if they wish, to meet the staff and the students.
I'm a UCL alumnus. I did my PhD at UCL and I just had the best 3 years. Thank you very much. So it's really fantastic to have the opportunity to give something back. So I'm going to talk about the science of laughter, and I'm going to try and convince you that there is such a thing as a science of laughter.
I studied cognitive and decision sciences at UCL. I started in 2010 and did the degree part-time over 2 years. So coming from a communication field, going into a degree about essentially psychology and neuroscience, which I didn't have any background on, it was very interesting to see how that connected with my everyday life and with my professional field. Communication and psychology are very closely interrelated. So I find that with my degree and the academic knowledge that I got, I can, let's say, strategize about how to connect with people in a negotiation, in politics, how to connect with them during an interview and make them feel more comfortable. And when it comes to marketing, neuromarketing, the psychology of selling things, it's also very useful.
A joke happens, his voice is affected, the few beats in, and then you see the loss of control, and you see the pitch his voice goes to. Again, this is an adult man with a deep voice. He gets this incredibly high-pitched voice for the he hit a 4 over the innkeeper's head.
I hadn't seen Sophie Scott before, and to be honest, I hadn't come across the neuroscience of laughter before, and I find it very interesting that it's understudied. Professor Scott had a fantastic way to engage with the audience and make all of us laugh at the same time without that being her primary concern, it seems. I'm very proud to have studied at UCL. It's a university that carries the gravitas of being one of the best universities in the world, consistently leading the rankings. And at the same time, it doesn't have this pretentious feel that many other universities do, which are at the top of that list. It's very easy nowadays to be in touch with people who you do your degree with because of all the social media. We have a group on Facebook where we communicate. New students every year keep coming in, so it's a nice little network.
His friends are already laughing. They're laughing. He's not laughing. The thing that's more striking is as soon as what they expect to happen, as soon as that doesn't happen, his friends start laughing. And it takes a couple of beats, but then he joins in. And imagine what that video would be like if his friends were all standing laughing hard while he lay there going, "No, Henrik, I think I need to go to the hospital."
I'm part of the London alumni group, and there are lots of activities that we take part in, at least one a month I'll do. I obviously looked at what all the unis were offering for psychology and really thought that UCL was offering the best course, and it did help. It did help that it was inclusive and was the first to take on women on an equal footing, and certainly, our group I think was less than 50 then, but it was a very diverse group, and that was good, which might not have been the case elsewhere. And it's nice to still feel part of the uni.
What he's found, however, is if you look at people and you actually observe them and note when they laugh when they're with other people. Laughter is a social behaviour. As it is when it emerges, as it is when it is during play, it stays social even in adulthood.
I studied audiological science, and most of the study for that, in fact practically all of the study for that, was done at the Royal National Throat, Nose and Ear Hospital in Gray's Inn Road. I thought UCL was a great place for learning, particularly when I was in the thick of it at the Royal National Throat, Nose and Ear Hospital, because it was very practical, hands-on, involved with real patients a lot. So it was all round a good experience. I have to say that the teaching staff were just phenomenally helpful.
So laughter, I think it's time that we took it seriously. It's this phenomenally important social behaviour which probably is speaking a great deal to our evolutionary history, and is actually also something that we're actively using to make and maintain social bonds. And actually, once we've established relationships with people, we then are actually able then to use the laughter to regulate our emotional states within them.
I did an undergrad psychology course at UCL, and then I did a master's in research methods in psychology in 2012.
I did the same master's in research methods in psychology in 2012, graduated in 2013.
There was a big thing when in our undergrad, I think I was in second or third year, and about how UCL was number 4 leading university in the world, and all of us were very proud of that. Very proud to be part of that community as well, being able to study in this kind of environment.
My master's that I did here at UCL is very much, which was looking at preventing adolescent depression, has very much influenced the choice of the type of clinical psychology that I've gone into for my doctoral thesis, which is looking at kind of the same kind of research but with children and adolescents with autism. And if it wasn't for the opportunities at UCL and that type of research that's being carried out here, I think that I'm not entirely sure I would be able to find that passion that I've decided to dedicate my life to.
I think one of the best years of my life so far have been doing the master's course at UCL, because of the people that I've met.
Sorry, I preempted that, but I figured that's where it was going.
And also just because of the quality of the teaching. And I just really enjoyed that year. And I may not be in touch with some of the people now that I met, but then I really enjoyed being with them at the time and sharing those kind of ideas.
UCL's great. I did my undergrad in Leeds, and I never thought I'd enjoy studying in London. And coming to UCL, I loved every moment of it.
Yeah.
There wasn't a point that I didn't enjoy being here, and every opportunity I've had to study here. And I hope that in the future I'll be able to do kind of post-doc stuff here. It's really quite a privilege to be here.